Brian Stevens here with Mortgage Shots. Nice to talk to you again on a more familiar setting here. So what's going on right now? Well, first of all, I just gotta say it, when you're wrong, you're wrong. Last week I was droning on about how Fannie Mae's mortgage interest rate 2-year projection was absolutely fantastic, how they're the biggest company in the world, which they are, the center of the United States and mortgage market universe, which they are, and how if anybody was going to get the direction of interest rates right, it was going to be the head honchos over there at Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. After all, they can afford to hire the smartest guys and gals in the room, right?
That's right.
It's going to be Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac if rates go up or down, and listen to what they have to say, because that, my friends, is the gospel. Turns out I was wrong.
Liar!
Fannie Mae is just like every other housing agency, missing the mark. Turns out that Fannie Mae rate forecast, the forecast that they just put out with just a couple of days ago, well, it's wrong. They've revised it. Even though, like I said, forecast was just put out a few short days ago. Now, they're saying strong employment numbers and hotter than expected inflation data, and it's not providing the Federal Reserve the greatest confidence to ease its monetary policy in the near term. So Fannie Mae's Economic and Strategic Research, their ESR group, they have a group for this whole damn thing, said this week, we maybe got it wrong. As a result, the 30-year mortgage rate will remain high for a longer than expected period. In contrast to its previous forecast, which said mortgage rates were going to end the year below 6%. No, this entire tax-funded group known as the ESR, they now expect that 30-year rate is going to be 6.4. So in short, Fannie Mae didn't just miss the mark, they blew this thing completely.
I don't understand anything.
My God, we should do away with this ESR group, get these fellas over there at Fannie and Freddie a subscription to MBS Highway, and they'd get it right more often. This is crazy. This is crazy, yet here we are. Now, here's the point. It really doesn't matter if you're a loan officer, even a real estate agent out there. If you understand that point, truly understand what I said there, meaning your business is together, that you're doing the things that you need to be doing, and if so, that's where it ends. You, my friends, you are the journey. You're not the destination. You are the action. You are not the outcome. It doesn't matter with rates, provided you're doing all the stuff that you need to be doing. So I ask you right now,
are you gonna do it?
So we've been doing this little experiment over here called pods, and we've got a waiting list for folks on pods, and we think we might be looking at our second round of pods. Now, what are you talking about, Brian?
What the hell are you talking about?
Well, have you noticed, I've noticed this looking at social media all the time, how much coaching is going on in the mortgage space right now? Now, I've always thought, well, what is coaching? What am I going to get? Are you going to get a half-hour one-on-one with your coach per week? Are you going to get someone to tell you how to run your business and then you get to go out and do it? Does that person actually write a loan? When was the last time they wrote a loan? Has it ever occurred to you that maybe some of these coaches, not all of them, but some of these coaches, especially the newly minted ones, are more interested in your money rather than your production? Does your coach boast an extravagant lifestyle? You ever think of that? It might be by design, especially for the real bad coaches out there. I mean, you know the saying, if you can't convince them, confuse them. Well, maybe you noticed and maybe you didn't, but I did. So I ask, is this what we really need for loan officers right now? What if I told you that we could prove everything I just said wrong? You see, what we do is we listen to you. Your voice and your experience is the most important component that's necessary for you and everybody else to evolve in this industry. You! What a novel idea. You've got the answers in your head, we just gotta get them out. Where we don't go out there to break the bank, that's not what we're doing at all. Quite the contrary. It's not intended. But you see, you guys all think you get what you pay for, and if you're paying $3,500 a month or $2,500 a month, are you really getting that value? The cost we expect you to pay is the cost of your time and your intellect, and what I found is that's a hell of a lot harder to get out of somebody than money. Where you work with experienced loan officers, one-on-one, 6-on-6, all on all, there's no experience that you're going to find in the mortgage space like pods. And there's nothing like it because there's nothing like you. Now, if you want to learn a little bit more about this, because I know I'm being cryptic, just fill out the form down below, and we'll see if we can get you started on round 2 here sometime in the near future. And for those of you that have been on our waiting list, I mean, some of you guys for an extended period of time, we're going to make sure that we get to you first. Hey, listen, inventory is up 23% from this time last year. Would you believe it?
Believe it.
Even though rates are as high as they are. Now, this is a good thing unless you're in California where you can't get insurance, but that, again, is another story for another day. But yes, this is what I did want to get to, and here's a question I do have for you loan officers and real estate agents. Did we just screw our vets over once again? How odd is it that that keeps happening, screwing our vets over? I thought we were always trying to protect our vets. Anyways, I'm kind of curious about this. We did away with real estate commissions, I get it, and are utterly failed in their most important, really only important job, which is to look after the paychecks of their members. But besides that, because some people think when you punish people, it helps, so punishing the real estate industry, well, it must be a good thing. Well, it's not a really good thing for vets. You see, for a vet to use their VA benefit, it's a VA benefit. They can't pay for a real estate agent to represent them. So how in the hell are we helping our vets? Did you realize that the Department of Veteran Affairs put together their rules and regulations on compensation in the manner in which they did because of how the National Association of Realtors and the real estate industry had set commissions for decades and decades and decades? Anyways, the unintended consequences of punishing real estate agents in the real estate industry is vets come up on the losing end of this. I bet we didn't think about this before we all voted guilty on this, and I bet nobody in the news industry who's covering this whole story so positively has thought about the unintended consequence, and it's our veterans, my friends. Once again, hope this helps and see you tomorrow.